Imagine being stranded on a planet where dinosaurs are hunting you down. That's what happens to two of these survivors in the movie 65. How do they survive and escape? Watch this video to find out. The movie 65 is a sci-fi thriller that follows the adventures of Mills, a space pilot, and Koa, a young girl who crash-landed on Earth 65 million years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the land. They have to find a way to escape before an asteroid destroys a planet and everything on it. The movie begins with a glimpse of a futuristic world where humans have colonized other planets and traveled through space. We are introduced to Mills, who works for a company that transports people from a war-torn planet to a peaceful one called Samaras. He has a daughter named Naveen, who lives on Samaras with her mother, but he has not seen them for a long time. Naveen suffers from a rare and incurable disease that will kill her in a few months. She sends video messages to her father, hoping that he will come back to see her before she dies. Mills accepts a 2-year mission to transport a group of people to Samaras, hoping to earn enough money to pay for Naveen's treatment. However, his ship, the Zoik, encounters an unexpected asteroid storm that damages it severely. The Zoik crashes on an unknown planet, which Mills does not realize is actually Earth 65 million years ago when dinosaurs ruled the land. Mills survives the crash but finds out that all of his passengers are dead. He feels hopeless and lonely and considers killing himself with his gun. However, he is annoyed and discovers that there is another survivor, a young girl named Koa. Koa is one of the passengers who is traveling with her parents to Samaras, a peaceful planet where Mills' daughter also lives. She was in a cryogenic sleep during the crash, which saved her life. However, her parents did not make it. She is scared and confused and does not speak the same language as Mills. Her translator device is broken, so she cannot communicate with him. Mills decides to take care of Koa and protect her from the dangers of the planet. He also sends a distress beacon, hoping that someone will rescue them. As Mills and Koa travel together, they begin to bond and learn some words from each other's languages. Koa watches some of Naveen's video messages on Mills' device and learns that she is his daughter who is dying. She also learns that Mills lied to her about her family being alive and waiting for her on Samaras. He did this to motivate her to follow him to the escape shuttle and that he found on top of the mountain. The escape shuttle is the only chance they have to leave the planet before it's destroyed by an asteroid that is approaching. Mills' lie was an act of desperation, as he knew that Koa would not have followed him if she knew the truth about her family. He wanted to save Naveen, his daughter, at any cost, and was willing to do whatever it takes to get off the planet before the asteroid destroyed it. Mills and Koa start their journey to find a way off the planet. They soon realize that the planet is inhabited by dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures that are hostile and aggressive. They have to face many threats and challenges, such as a triceratops that charges at them, a pterodon that snatches Koa in midair, and a pack of velociraptors that ambushes them in a forest. Mills uses his futuristic weapons and gadgets to fight them off, while Koa helps him with her courage and intelligence. They also find some food and water sources along the way, such as berries, mushrooms, and a river. Mills uses his futuristic weapons and gadgets to fight them off, while Koa helps him with her courage and intelligence. They also find some food and water sources along the way. Mills and Koa begin to bond as they travel together. They learn some words from each other's languages and try to understand each other. Koa watches some of Naveen's video messages on Mills' device and learns that she is his daughter, who is dying. She also learns that Mills lied to her about her family being alive and waiting for her on Samaras. He did this to motivate her to follow him to the escape shuttle that he found on top of a mountain. The escape shuttle is the only chance they have to leave the planet before it is destroyed by an asteroid that is approaching. Mills lies to Koa that her family is waiting for them on top of a mountain, where he hopes to find an escape shuttle from his damaged ship. Along the way, they bond over the struggles and watch video messages from Mills' daughter, who is sick on his home planet. They also discover that a huge asteroid is about to hit Earth and cause a mass extinction event. They encounter a giant reptile that attacks them, but Mills shoots it in the eye and they run into a cave. They get separated by a rockfall and have to fight off more dinosaurs. Koa uses bombs to kill a raptor-like creature, while Mills kills an oviraptor with his knife. They reunite and continue their journey, but Mills falls into quicksand and Koa saves him. Mills lied to Koa about her family being alive and waiting for her on Samaras because he wanted to give her hope and motivation to survive. He also did not tell her that he was actually her biological father, who had left her and her mother when she was a baby. He had another daughter, Naveen, with another woman on Samaras, but he lost contact with them when he took the mission to transport people. He regretted his choices and wanted to reunite with his family, but fate had other plans for him. Mills and Koa had finally reached the other half of his spaceship, which was miraculously intact after the crash. They were about to board it and leave this hellish planet when they heard a roar behind them. They turned around and saw a monstrous dinosaur, bigger than a bus with horns, spikes, and razor-sharp teeth. It was the same beast that had chased them through the forest and almost killed them in the cave. It had followed their trail and was now hungry for revenge. The The dinosaur charged at them and with incredible speed, smashing trees and rocks along the way. Mills grabbed Koa and pushed her towards the spaceship, telling her to launch it while he distracted the creature. He took out his gun and fired at its eyes, hoping to blind it, but the dinosaur was too fast and agile, dodging the bullets and closing the distance. Mills ran out of ammo and threw his gun away, looking for another weapon. He spotted a geisha nearby, spewing hot water and steam into the air. He remembered that he had stumbled upon it when he first landed on this planet and that it had burnt his hand. He decided to use it as a trap for the dinosaur. He ran towards it, hoping to lure the beast into its path. The dinosaur followed him, roaring with rage. Mills reached the geyser and ramped over it, landing on the other side. He turned around and saw the dinosaur leaping after him, its jaws wide open. He expected the geisha to erupt and scald the beast, but nothing happened. The geisha was silent and still. Mills realized that he had miscalculated his timing and that he was doomed. Mills thought he had wounded it enough to make a retreat, but he was wrong. The dinosaur was more angry than ever and determined to finish him off. It opened its mouth again and lunged at him, aiming for his throat. But before it could reach him, something flew past Mills' head and pierced the dinosaur's eye. It was a large bone, sharpened at one end. It had been thrown by Koa, who had come back to save him. She had taken it from the cave where they had killed another dinosaur earlier. The bone struck deep into the dinosaur's skull, causing it to scream in agony. It staggered back, blinded by blood and pain. It stumbled onto the geisha, which finally erupted at that moment. A jet of boiling water shot up from the ground, hitting the dinosaur's chest and belly. The beast writhed in torment as its flesh melted off its bones. Mills watched in horror as the dinosaur collapsed and died in front of him. He felt a surge of relief and gratitude for Koa's bravery. He looked up at her and saw her smiling at him. She ran towards him and helped him get up. The movie 65 ends with a dramatic escape from a deadly asteroid that is about to wipe out all life on Earth. Mills is badly hurt in the process, but Koa helps him to get to the spaceship. They manage to launch it just in time, barely avoiding the asteroid that crashes into Earth. They watch as the impact destroys the dinosaurs that have been chasing them. They don't know if they will ever make it home, but they are glad to be alive and together. The movie shows what happens after the asteroid hits, Earth how it changes, and the climate and life forms, and how it eventually leads to the rise of humans. What did you think of the movie? Did you like the ending? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more movie recaps and reviews.